Let's discuss about the types of adsorption. There are two types of adsorption of gases on solid. They are physical adsorption, also known as physiosorption, and chemical adsorption, also known as chemisorption. Now say this is a solid surface and the gas molecules are sitting on this surface. Now there can be van der Waals forces operating between them, or there is a possibility of formation of chemical bond between them. If the accumulation of gas on the surface of a solid occurs on account of weak van der Waals forces, then adsorption is termed as physical adsorption, and when the gas molecules or atoms are held to the solid surface by chemical bond, then adsorption is termed as chemisorption. The chemical bonds can be covalent or they can be ionic in nature. The chemisorption involves high energy of activation. That is why chemisorption is also known as activated adsorption. For example, now the physical adsorption at low temperature can pass into chemisorption as the temperature is increased. For example, if we have dihydrogen, it is first adsorbed on the surface of the nickel by weak van der Waals forces. As the temperature is increased, the molecules of hydrogen dissociate to form hydrogen atom, which are held on the surface by chemisorption. I hope this is clear. Once again, this is a surface, the gas molecules are sitting on it. If the forces between them are weak van der Waals forces, we call such adsorption as physical adsorption. But if there is a chemical bond between these gas molecules and the surface, then we call it as chemisorption. Then let us discuss the characteristics of physiosorption. It is not specific. See, why it is not specific? Because it involves weak van der Waals forces, and we know that van der Waals forces are universal in nature. So, a given surface of an adsorbent does not show preference for a particular gas. Any gas can come and sit on the surface of the adsorbent. Let's discuss the second point, nature of adsorbate. The amount of gas which is adsorbed by a solid depends upon the nature of the gas. For example, if there are easily liquefiable gases, they are readily adsorbed because van der Waals forces are stronger near the critical temperature. First, let me make this point clear. What are liquefiable gases? Easily liquefiable gases are those gases which have high critical temperature. Let's understand. We have discussed in class 11 about critical temperature. What is critical temperature? It is the temperature above which the gas cannot be liquefied, however high the pressure may be. For example, let's see, this is a critical temperature for a gas. Above this temperature, the gas remains a gas. But below this temperature, the gas can be liquefied. So we can also say that intermolecular forces are higher near the critical temperature, and so we can call such gases as easily liquefiable gases. Now say we have 1 gram of activated charcoal and we have 3 gases, sulfur dioxide, methane and dihydrogen. The critical temperature of sulfur dioxide is 630 Kelvin. For methane, it is 190 Kelvin, and for dihydrogen, it is 33 Kelvin. As sulfur dioxide is having the higher critical temperature, so it will be adsorbed more on the 1 gram of activated charcoal in comparison to methane and dihydrogen. Then we come to the next characteristic of physiosorption, that it is reversible in nature. See, if you increase the pressure, then what is going to happen? More gas is going to be adsorbed, and if you decrease the pressure, the gas can be removed. We also know that adsorption is an exothermic process. So physical adsorption generally occurs at low temperature and decreases when the temperature increases according to Le-Chatelier principle. Once again, let me give you this revision of why adsorption is an exothermic process. See, adsorption when during the process of adsorption, what happens? There is a decrease in the residual forces of the surface. The demand for accumulation of more molecular species decreases, and as a result there is a decrease in the surface energy. When the residual forces decreases during adsorption, there is a decrease in surface energy, and this decrease of surface energy appears in the form of heat, and we say that adsorption is an exothermic process. Now we come to the next point, that surface area of the adsorbent. The more is the surface area of the adsorbent, the more is adsorption. For example, the finely divided metals and porous substances have large surface area, and so they are good adsorbents. Then enthalpy of adsorption. Now let us discuss enthalpy of adsorption. It is the amount of heat evolved when 1 mole of an adsorbate is adsorbed on the surface of an adsorbent. So enthalpy of adsorption, though physical adsorption is an exothermic process, but still enthalpy of adsorption is not very high. It is of the order of 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. This is because of the involvement of weak van der Waals forces. So after studying about the characteristics of physical adsorption, let us discuss the characteristics of chemisorption. Chemisorption is highly specific. It is going to occur when there is a possibility of chemical bond formation between the adsorbate and the adsorbent. For example, oxygen is adsorbed in metals by virtue of oxide formation. The hydrogen is adsorbed on transition metal because there is a possibility of formation of hydrides. So it is highly specific in nature. It is irreversible. Once the compound has been formed, so it cannot be reversed. So chemisorption is irreversible in nature. It is also an exothermic process, but the process is very slow at low temperature, okay, on account of high energy of activation. And like most chemical changes, adsorption often increase as the temperature increases. So physical adsorption at low temperature may change into chemisorption at high temperature. Let me make you this point clear. For example, this is the progress of reaction versus temperature. This is the energy of the reactants. This is the threshold energy. That means this much energy is required by the reactants to start the reaction. So this is activation energy. As we increase the temperature, activation energy decreases because the molecular motion increases. So this is what has been said, that the chemisorption is irreversible in nature, and chemisorption is an exothermic process, but the process is slow as the temp at low temperature on account of high energy of activation. This is what you mean by high energy of activation. And as the temperature increases, the adsorption also increases. It increases with rise in temperature. Then we come to the surface area. Like physical adsorption, chemisorption also increase with increase of surface area of the adsorbent. Then we come to the enthalpy of adsorption. The enthalpy of chemisorption is of the order of 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole because it involves chemical bond formation. Now let's again revise the difference between physical adsorption and chemisorption. It is because of van der Waals forces. It is because of chemical bond formation. It is not specific in nature. It is highly specific in nature. It is reversible in nature. It is irreversible. I hope these points are clear. It depends on the nature of the gas. More easily liquefiable gases are adsorbed readily. It also depends on the nature of the gas. So this point is same. Gases which can react with the adsorbent show chemisorption. Enthalpy of adsorption is low of the order of 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole, and here enthalpy of adsorption is high of the order of 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole because it involves chemical bond formation. Then low temperature is favorable for adsorption because and it decreases with increase of temperature according to Le-Chatelier principle. Then high temperature is favorable for adsorption. It increases with increase of temperature. Now, no appreciable activation energy is needed. Here we require high activation energy is required. It depends on the surface area. It increases with increase in the surface area. This point is same here. It depends on the surface area. It increases with increase in the surface area. It results into multi-molecular layers on adsorbent surface under high pressure, and it results into unimolecular layer. Now the reason for the formation of this multimolecular layer is that it involves weak van der Waals forces, and here it is highly specific, so only unimolecular layer is formed, right? Now see, the important question that can come from this topic is physiosorption decrease with increase of temperature. We know that it is an exothermic process, so according to Le-Chatelier principle, when you increase the temperature it is bound to decrease. Then the difference between chemisorption and physiosorption can come. Then differentiate between physiosorption and chemisorption. Here the question is with respect to specificity. So specific answer has to be given. It is not specific in nature, it is highly specific in nature. Reversibility. It is reversible in nature, it is irreversible in nature. Then temperature dependence. Low temperature is favorable and high temperature is favorable. Then enthalpy of adsorption, it has 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. Here it is 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole. So I hope by now you're all clear with the terms adsorption, adsorbate, adsorbent, desorption, sorption, and the questions, board questions. Thank you. Let's discuss about adsorption isotherms. The variation in the amount of gas adsorbed by the adsorbent with pressure at constant temperature can be expressed by means of a curve called adsorption isotherm. So this is an adsorption isotherm which is taken at constant temperature. Here we have plotted between x over m versus p. This x over m is the mass of the gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent at pressure p. Let's analyze this graph. First, at low pressure, we find that graph is almost a straight line, which indicates that mass of the gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent is directly proportional to pressure, that is x over m is directly proportional to p. In order to remove the proportionality sign, we can write k. So x over m is equal to kp, where k is a constant. Now let's see the graph at high pressure. At high pressure, the graph is almost constant, which means that x over m is independent of pressure. We can express this as x over m is directly proportional to p naught, or x over m is equal to kp naught, where p naught is equal to 1 or x over m is equal to k. So we have analyzed two conditions, one at low pressure, one at high pressure. At low pressure, the mass of the gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent is directly proportional to pressure, and at high pressure, the mass of the gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent is equal to a constant. That is, it is independent of pressure. Now, let's analyze the graph at intermediate range of pressure. Now, at intermediate range of pressure, we find that x over m is equal to kp 1 over n. This relation was given by Frendulic and is called Frendulic adsorption isotherm. Frendulic gave this relationship in 1909. He gave this empirical relationship between the quantity of the gas adsorbed by unit mass of the solid adsorbent and pressure at a particular temperature. Now we want to calculate K and N. What we know is K and N are constants and they depend upon the nature of the adsorbent and gas at particular temperature. In order to calculate this K and N, we take logarithm on both sides of the equation of the Frendulic equation. So taking logarithm on both sides, we get log x over m is equal to log k plus 1 over n log p. When we compare this with equation of a straight line, then we get on comparing with a straight line equation, we can plot like this: log x over m versus log p. This is your y, this is your x, this is your slope, and this is the intercept. So the slope is 1 over n, the intercept is log k. When we get this straight line, this shows that Freundlich adsorption isotherm is valid. Now, Freundlich isotherm explains the behavior of adsorption in an approximate manner. The factor 1 and 1 over n can have values between 0 and 1. When 1 over n is 0, x over m is constant, that is adsorption is independent of pressure, and when 1 over n is 1, x over m is equal to Kp, that is x over m is directly proportional to pressure, or we can say adsorption is directly proportional to pressure.